In Matthew's book, Jesus said, go into all the land. Take the word, share it, teach it, preach to every man. Just do his will, because he always has. Hello, this is Dr. Greg Mays with your Word Wednesday. Well, if you listen to Monday's podcast with Miss Treasure Coast teen Miriam Smith, then you know that we are in the midst of the Miss Florida week. And I am excited. The young ladies who participate in this organization are incredible. I got an opportunity to spend a little bit of time with some of them on the way we took them to dinner as our organization had a special donor. And so we all piled them into different cars and we drove them to a local restaurant this week. And I got an opportunity to have 4 of them in the car, and it's just amazing young ladies. And I don't want to make it seem like we have these deep conversations, but just the presence. I encourage you to come out at the RP Funding Center on tonight and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And you can come up on the Miss Florida website to get the specific times. But I believe the Wednesday and Thursday start at 7, and Friday, I want to say it starts at 2. It's the teens. It starts at 2, and then again, Saturday is also a matinee type performance. But once you come out tonight and tomorrow, you shouldn't have any problems. So today, I want to spend just a few more minutes talking about 2 very special young ladies. They are Lindsay Bettis and Ashna Shah. Who are those people? Well, they are the current Miss Florida and Miss Florida's Outstanding Teen. She's the last one with that title, Outstanding Teen. Moving forward, the title will just be called Miss Florida's Teen. And so I want to spend a couple of minutes just sharing with you about these 2 young ladies as they get ready to say goodbye to this phase of their lives, as they will give over their crowns on Saturday. I'd like to start by telling you a little bit about Ashna. Ashna is a high school student, and I believe Ashna was a junior this year. I'd have to go do a little bit more homework, but I believe Ashna has 1 more year of high school where she will decide what college she will go to. When I met Ashna, I met her family at the exact same time. And I want to tell you, amazing. They are a wonderful family, and her pops, he's my guy. Ashna took the Miss Florida teen stage by storm. It was her first year competing in the organization. And I want to give a quick kind of shout out, if you will, to those of you who are thinking about participating in this organization and you're concerned that because you're new that you don't have a chance. May I introduce you once again to Ashna Shah. She took the stage by storm. On her first night, she won talent, the prelim for talent, and she was amazing. And on the second night, she won the on-stage question, or the evening gown portion of the competition. And I remember watching her walk across stage, and I said to myself, I said, she looks like Miss Florida's Outstanding Teen. And she won. She won because of her poise, her confidence, her self-confidence, her talent, the hard work that she put in. And can I also say she won because she had a really good support staff. I'm so thankful, Ashna, that I got a chance to meet you and spend this past year kind of in and out of each other's lives. Ashna came to our high school in January and was a judge for our annual teacher-student talent contest. Thank you so much, Ashna, for coming out and participating in that. The funniest quote, but it really speaks to the authenticity of Ashna Shah. She is down to earth. She doesn't really care about all the pomp and circumstance. She's just a good person. And after she won the competition last year, we were at a reception. And I walked up to her and I said, Ashna, how are you doing? And she looked at me and she said, my feet hurt. And that told me everything I needed to know. Ashna is down to earth. She's not trying to act like anything that she isn't. And I really appreciated her over this past year. I wish you all the best. Ashna, good luck in all you do. I want to spend the remaining time we have talking about Lindsay Bettis. Lindsay Bettis is Miss Florida. Lindsay spent 6 or 7 years competing to become Miss Florida. She was the first runner-up, I believe, 2 years, I think in a row, but at least 2 years. Lindsay was the first runner-up. And this past year, on the eve of the Miss Florida competition, Lindsay had a bad leg injury. And it seemed like her dreams of becoming Miss Florida were over. But as the great Paul Harvey used to say, now let me tell you the rest of the story. Because of Lindsay's guts, her willingness to persevere, her willingness to give herself a chance, Lindsay competed on the Miss Florida stage, dancing on a torn muscle. She found out after she had competed, her doctor told her that she had injured herself maybe a little bit more than she thought. But he knew that she would be okay. And so he didn't want to put things in her head, I guess. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But Lindsay performed admirably. And when it was all said and done, when they called her name as the new Miss Florida, everyone who knew Lindsay's journey was overjoyed. I was excited to watch the young ladies on stage be so excited for Lindsay. This is who she is. She is an amazing Miss Florida. And I have been blessed to spend a little bit of time with the last 5. And Lindsay is right there. They're all amazing. And Lindsay is right there. She is the type of young lady that you want representing your organization, your state. And I'm a little biased. I felt like she should have won Miss America, but that's just bias. You know, the young lady who did win, definitely very deserving. Just a little story about Lindsay. Lindsay and I met on my podcast. That's where we really had an opportunity to spend a little bit of time. And I recently re-listened to that. And I would encourage you to go and listen to that episode. It's called A Chat with Miss Seminole County, Lindsay Bettis. But as you listen to that, here's what you're going to learn. Lindsay is an overcomer. Lindsay, and I'll let her tell you her story, either on the podcast or you meeting her. But understand that Lindsay has faced some challenges and she's overcome. It was almost like the only way for Lindsay to win Miss Florida the right way was to overcome a major challenge in the process. And she did that. And as I listened to her speak when we were on the podcast, what I got from her is that this young lady is destined for greatness. As you spend time with her, you hear she is going to overcome. Lindsay, whatever you do, I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. And I'm sure there's not much I can do for you. But when there is, you make the call. And if I'm physically able, I will be there for you. Thank you for all your hard work in this organization. I tip my hat to you. And as I get ready to close, I want to use her words. Lindsay has a message for us and for the people who are going to compete for the next Miss Florida. She says, as I get ready to crown our next Miss Florida, I reflect back on my year. This year has been one of the greatest of my life. But the most exciting thing is that it won't be the peak. To our next title holder, understand this is a stop along your journey and not the destination. To our other young women, use the skills and connections you've gained in this organization to help you reach new heights. I am so excited for you all. Thank you, Lindsay, for always putting others first. I am so impressed with you as a person, and I'm so glad I got an opportunity to spend time with you during this last year. I pray nothing but God's best on your life. I pray that this is a blessing for you. And remember, stay strong. So what you waiting for? Someone to feel the pain some more? Cause you ain't share the love, the grace you found within the Father's care. To share the love of God is more than just a simple job. It's Christ freeing the off a Holy Spirit law. Share it.